Go to Aviwe. Accusations continue to mount as the debate around a multi-million rand sport ground in the Eastern Cape rages on. Local contractors tell ENCA the 15 million rand price tag for such a substandard facility is outrageous. The Lesseyton fields in Kumani were unveiled on Monday and have remained in the headlines since. Provincial authorities and even the DA's Helen Zille are expected to visit today to try and get the bottom of how millions were spent with so little to show for it. Well, Aviwe Mtile is there with the latest. Let's cross to him now. Aviwe, thanks so much for joining us. You've got the Minister talking.
And that
yes, the MEC of Cogta, Nqatha, is addressing the media this very moment on this very issue in an oversight visit. We want to keep him waiting. We're going to just let him speak.
Yeah.
MEC, just on your oversight visit, you've seen the facility yourself. Does it justify the 15 million price tag that comes along with it?
Even though I'm not a technical expert, from what I see, there is no value for money here. There is every reason for people to be outraged. I am totally outraged as well. This is wastage, and it then reaffirms our correctness as provincial government to take a decision to investigate as to what has happened here, whether due processes were followed or not. There's got to be consequences. People have got to be held accountable. And there is an issue of how the councillors conducted themselves, where they had, which was not a ribbon as you'd expect. They had a red tape, which normally is used to cordon off a crime scene. Well, for me, that really befits, this is really a suspected crime scene where we're standing now. And there is a reason for us as Cogta to forge ahead with the investigation because, as I said, that there is no value for money. But I expect the Speaker, I'm giving her 48 hours to indicate what steps is she taking against councillors for bringing the institution into disrepute. The Speaker of Council is responsible for Code of Conduct of Councillors. I'll assess her response after 48 hours and decide. If I'm not happy with her response, I'll have to take the matter up and write to the councillors for them to give me reasons why they cannot be suspended for bringing the institution to disrepute.
Have you had opportunity as yet to speak to the local municipality itself? Because on Monday it seemed like this was more of a political party rally ahead of the local government elections than it was the actual opening of this facility.
Well, as I say, I'll be speaking to them, and we have been interacting with them, and the conclusions I'm arriving at now is on the basis of my own observations, having received information as a result of such interactions. And my meeting with them now will be get an indication from them now when we meet, because we must have a meeting and get their response as to what they are going to do on the issues I've pronounced already. We can't be having, prolonged meetings on these matters that are quite as clear-cut as they are. We have got to act, we have got to demonstrate leadership. We have got to express our common outrage at any acts of possible wrongdoing and wastage of taxpayers' money.
MEC, yesterday Newsroom Africa spoke to the municipal manager, and she alluded to the fact that processes were followed, hence that they believe that the stadium was worth the 15 million rands. But also, she also implicated Cogta, saying that this would not have gone ahead if it was not signed off by the province.
Well, we are going to do, the investigation is going to confirm. And as I said that, the investigation is going to confirm, but from what I'm seeing, there is no value for money. And the role of Cogta would have been to approve the project in terms of the grants, but not to approve wastage. So that's the role of Cogta that Cogta would have been involved in, to approve the grants the infrastructure grants that are getting approved for municipalities. And therefore, how that money is used, the institutions, both political leadership and administrative leadership, they have got to follow due processes, procurement processes, to ensure that the appropriate people are appointed, to ensure that there is value for money. The law is quite clear that, for instance, regular expenditure needs to be prevented. That's what the law says. It becomes worse when it comes to wasteful expenditure and fruitless expenditure. For me, as I said, I am convinced what I see, there is no value for money. The outrage of societies is justified.
You even go to call it a crime scene, MEC. What are the realistic expectations then when it comes to accountability? It's a crime scene. Can we expect arrests and people just getting prosecuted?
Yeah, well, the investigation report will make such recommendations. The recommendations are likely to be twofold: to confirm, our observations that, there's been this wastage, if there is any corruption that has taken place, and who is involved, and therefore those who are supposed to be sent to disciplinary hearings and so on, that will have to take place, and cases, criminal cases have got to be opened. But we've got to wait for due process. That's what is important, which we believe in as we embark in this renewal project of our country, so that we ensure that due processes and rule of law is safeguarded all the time. That is why I'm asking the Speaker as a starting point to indicate what steps is she taking. That's what the law says. But the law equally says that if she fails to act, there is nothing that stops me as MEC for Cogta, who is role player in enforcing the code of conduct of councillors, that I must hold my arms.
Thanks, MEC.
All right, that was the MEC for Cogta in the Eastern Cape telling us that he considered the area a crime scene. And remember, we had the municipal manager of the district yesterday telling us that she was very proud of the facility.